All right, there we go. So good evening, welcome everyone. You know, a couple of things I want to share with you guys as we're marching into March. It's a whole new month. It's a whole new activity, and this is the third month of the year. So we're closing out the first quarter of the year, ladies and gentlemen. And what a big thing, because a couple months ago we were celebrating the beginning of the year, and now we're closing out the first chapter. So on a call like this tonight, wouldn't it be a good opportunity time for you guys to reflect and take a look at your goals and some of the things you're trying to achieve, and how do they measure up right now? How do they look where we are, in terms of your goals, and time to make adjustments and corrections and keep focused on what your yearly goal is. But by breaking it up into quarters, you guys can see the progression rate of how you're graduating. And stay focused with this opportunity, stay focused with your goal in your life, and so forth. A lot of great things are happening. In terms of exposure, we're seeing people, all of a sudden, coming back and exposing other people, referring. We're seeing people grow. We have a couple of pin titles that people have achieved this month, so I'm excited about that. But just excited that you guys are showing up, because 80% of success is showing up. Okay. And then, the three-way calls are happening. And that shows that you guys are committed, you're coachable, you are taking the steps, you're taking ownership of this opportunity and this enterprise. And that is exciting to see, with everyone participating and being a part of this wonderful opportunity. We still have the calls on Tuesday and Thursday. I will be in Mayo, Florida for a meeting with Miss Gwen Watkins. Anybody know anyone in Northern Florida, you can always contact us for details in Mayo, Florida. We're going to have it at the public library there. There's only one library there, so you can look it up. You can send people there. And I will be there live and in person, so I'm excited about that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And have you guys been going through the fast start training that the homework that I gave you to download a couple months ago? And how's that sharpened your toolbox? How's that helped you progress? And also, have you been observing the information that's on the blog, the corporate blog? Because focus is a very important word when it comes to this journey. You've heard me talk about transcendence and transcending yourself. And it takes focus to do that, because oftentimes life will happen. Life is going to throw different things, whether it's life in your business life or personal life, church life. It throws objects at you to help you stay focused, to help you make choices that this is the endeavor that I'm going to accomplish, irregardless of what happens. It strengthens your resolve. Life is going to strengthen your resolve, and it forces you to make that choice on a daily basis, whether this is the opportunity that's going to help me become successful, help me overcome some barriers and obstacles, help me grow myself and develop myself. I use focus as an acronym. Focus for me stands for Formula of Continuous Unlimited Success, because if you stay focused, success is always the end result. And but we need that to inject in the big picture of us transcending ourselves, rising above. Okay. Go beyond our own limits, because a lot of times we think where we are is the current limit, but yet I'm here to tell you we can go beyond that, because look at the achievement that's ahead of you. We have team leader, we have team manager, we have team director, we have team elite, we have pearl executive, we have emerald executive, diamond executive, and presidential executive. And if others can do it, so can you and I, ladies and gentlemen. And all it takes is having a big vision, okay, where you are focused on transcending yourself, and then the action steps that it takes to share this opportunity, to take time out, to reach out to your fellow man, to people that you know or people that you don't know, because who you don't know who they don't know. And by getting into to be where you are reaching to people that you don't know and find out who they don't know, guess what happens? Growth happens, greater exposure, you know, and market share starts to take root, whether it's in your local area or beyond the shores or beyond the states that you're in. You know, that's what happens in the Caribbean. A lot of big things are happening in the Caribbean because people are coming out of their comfort zone. So, you know, as we take these things into consideration, you know, I want to have an open conversation with everyone since we're in the March Madness right now, and this is the third quarter, the third month of the first quarter. So we're closing out it. Where do you guys see yourself, and how, you know, how much more confident you are in your growth and how far you've come, and what's your expectations and what you're looking forward to?
Hey, O'Neill.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, this is Stan from Detroit. Um, I had a real good feeling this morning about, you know, I just thought back over the things I've been doing the last several weeks on a consistent basis, and I know we talk about the power of edification and doing three ways, and I just want to send out a congratulatory welcome again to Mr. Greg Jacobs, who's doing an outstanding job with three ways, and him allowing me to pour myself into him, the things that I know about this team and this business model that I've learned from you, and also Mr. Dwayne Luff. You know, they're really grabbing hold of this thing and really taking it to a serious level, because we have something really special here. And what I really mean by that is because not only do we take care of 8 or maybe a little bit more of the 10 of the leading causes of death in this country, but we got to remember one thing, is that all of these food industries don't have our best interests at heart. You know, the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, the Yoplait yogurt, all of these companies are sending money to big pharma, the agricultural industry, the meat industry, and the dairy industry. The Cancer Institute and the Heart Institute, okay, who are supposed to help us try and figure out how to get off of these medications, but we're not. So, ladies and gentlemen that's on the phone tonight, I just want everybody to really think deep down inside about, you know, what you consume in your bodies, because this is a two-way street. Yes, we have some of the best consumable products that I know of right now, because they simply flat out work. But if we don't give them support and help for what we put in our mouth, it doesn't do any good at all. You know, so I just want to thank these two gentlemen that's on the phone tonight, you know, about their efforts, you know, of not only showing up, you know, when they possibly can. Matter of fact, one of our team members, Mr. Greg Jacobs, he's on the road driving to Indiana working right now, and he's on the phone. That's commitment. He's committed to getting competent, you know, and I just thank you, Mr. O'Neill Catnell, for the training that you poured into me, where I can turn around and pour it into someone else. So I just give it back to you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Stan. You know, that's what it's about. Eventually, everyone will be, you know, understand that, you know, you do it and you keep doing it so that you get to the point where you're going to share with others and teach them, and then they start teaching others. And that's what we talk about, the duplicated. But you first have to pour into yourself. You know, you got to make a commitment in developing yourself, because where you are currently got you exactly what you have. Well, guess what? By you developing yourself, by you transcending yourself, will get you to where you need to be and get you the things that the goals and the dreams. Because currently our activity got us exactly where we are. But guess what? We change our activity, we work on ourselves, we develop ourselves, we train ourselves, okay? And through repetitious effort, we practice, we're going to get better, okay, and improve. And what happens is, through that improvement, so will your results. so will everything else that you're trying to move towards. You see, the goals that you set, ladies and gentlemen, don't move towards you. You move towards it. You move towards that, the results, by working on yourself, by keep doing these exercises. And you heard Mr. Jordan talk about, you know, the three-way calls. I noticed the three-way calls have stepped up a whole lot with our team. And because of that, you're going to notice more results. We're going to notice more customer activity. You're going to notice more business partner activity. It's not rocket science. It's just what we implement into our daily routine that gets us where we need to go. And that's what we have to understand. The greatest challenge for any person trying to achieve or accomplish anything is to take the first step and then consistently take steps after that. That is our greatest challenge, okay? And that's why we have an environment like this, because to encourage you, because, you know, if you're not a part, your environment is a great influence upon you. And if you don't have the right environment, then you become, you know, part of the environment. So if you're in an environment where you know it's non-productive and so forth, sooner or later you're going to become non-productive. But if you're part of an environment that is encouraging, uplifting, empowering, but also, you know, gaining results, you have no choice, if you're part of that environment, to be a part of it and also follow suit. That's why we do these calls every Sunday. That's why it's so important to stay connected. You know, the greatest breakthroughs happen is when you come to your greatest point of saying, hey, listen, you know, I'm not getting anything done, okay? But you keep going, because what happens now is you are now retooling your mind, your consciousness, that you have to take steps. And then you will take these baby steps, and these baby steps turn into, you know, where we are starting to jog, and then where you can start run and sprint. But, you know, you cannot skip the order of operations. You got to take a step first before you can run. You can't just, a baby's not born running. You know, a baby cheetah came out of the womb running. Okay, they're developed, they grow, and then they're taught, and they keep repeating what their mother teach them. And it's a similar principle in life. Life is about progression. Business is about progression, and it's about having a system that will progress over a period of time. And the beautiful thing about this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Jordan states it best. We have products that work. It is a game changer. It's a category changer. It's a difference, because you can stand. Confidence is also one of the most powerful impulses we have. When you are confident because of what you believe, you will be more inept to take steps. And that's what's so powerful about this opportunity. We have products that work, and that's why we're committed, right? So I'm excited for each and every one that's here. Anyone else that have a would like to ask a question, I have a comment. You know, this is an open forum call tonight. We're excited about it. So, you know, take the floor. Say your name and let us know. Go ahead.
Oh, Neil, Greg.
Go ahead, Greg. I'm good.
I'm good. Hey, I wanted to ask you, so when you share the product with people, how many you giving them? I know everybody's body is different, you know, it's the people that I've been sharing the product with, you know, Greg, you know, it didn't work right, you know, it didn't, you know, I hadn't seen the results of, you know, your situation, your blood pressure didn't happen overnight. You know, it's not a quick fix. You have to give it some time, you know. So how many are you selling it to them? How many are you giving them off for hand? How many are you telling them to take? Are you telling them to take one at night, one in the morning, or two at a time, or what is your
So great question, Greg. Great question. So what I do, and when I talk to people, I ask people initially, if it's someone I don't know, I start a conversation. I get to know them a little bit, you know, start the dialogue. If it's somebody new that I don't know, I don't just go into the questions trying to get my business. I try to get to know a little bit about them. I try to extract a little bit of information and build rapport, because through rapport, you know, they become more familiar with me. And then the layer of trust started to peel a little bit. And then I asked them the qualifying question. Do you know anyone that have high blood pressure, diabetes? Or if they ask me what do I do, I just say, hey, I flip the question back. Do you know anyone that have high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma or so forth? Because, I represent a company that has a product, that an organic product, that is helping and impacting a lot of people's lives, help them get off of prescribed medication. In fact, my personal testimonial, was, I had a high blood pressure. Blood pressure is 160/101, and after taking 2 packets of this organic powder with a bottle of water, it went from 160/101 to 127/87. And that gets people's attention. You know what I mean? Now, when some people, everybody's physiology is different, okay? Some people need to be, for some people, the product works very, very quickly, and some people, it may not work. It works, but it's not as dramatic as my experience. So what I tell them is this. I said, listen, everybody's body is different. Everybody's at a different stage with what they're dealing with. And I get into the research now. I say, hey, listen, they did a clinical study on this and they put people on it for 90 days. What I would recommend is, I know it works. Get on it, make a commitment to get on this product. It's an alternative to what you're taking. You don't want prescribed medication with all these side effects and so forth, right? Well, this works, but guess what? You have to understand your body works differently than mine, and maybe you're more you have progressed farther down, or there's just more for your body needs to do, the product needs to do to your body to help you get to that stage. Because I'm dealing with an individual just like that. Their pressure would go down, then it come back up, it would go down, and they're taking 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. Well, come to find out, they stopped taking 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. They're taking 1 here, and then they take 2 over there. I said, listen, consistency is the key, because it took your body time to get to the point where your blood pressure is out of whack. So you got to give your body time, okay, to receive these benefits and for these benefits to take root. So can you make a commitment that you will consistently take this for the next 30 to 90 days? So to answer your question, Greg, I've always told people about my story and the quick results, but I try to reinforce that they need to, in order for them to see long-term effects, they got to make a commitment to stay on this product for at least 60 to 90 days.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great question. Mr. Jordan, can you share with them your testimonial? I mean, you went through something similar where, you thought the progression, you had to go through a progression, and then after a while, your blood pressure just stabilized. Could you share with the team if you don't mind?
Yeah. Thanks, O'Neal. Consistency, like O'Neal said, consistency is the key, and it was for me, because I was sporadic in the dosage. I would take 2, then I would take 1, then I would take 1, then I would take 1, then I would take 2. And when I started consistently taking it on a regular basis, I was taking 2 in the morning, 2 at night for like 60 days. I started getting results, to the point to where I actually backed off. Now I'm taking 1 in the morning and 1 at night. And what it done was it built up a residual in my system to where it stabilized it, to the point to where my resting heartbeat is close to 60 beats per minute.
Wow.
When it used to be 70.
Wow.
My resting heartbeat. So now it's like 62. I can see it right now. I'm sitting at my computer desk in my war room, and my heartbeat is 65 beats per minute. And I'm talking and moving around. Now, if I just relax, it'll get close to 60. That lets me know that my system is saturated with L-arginine. That's how I can tell.
That's powerful.
So, yeah, it really is, man. And every day I wake up feeling something different. It's like, some more light switches are coming on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anytime, like this time of night, we're on this call late at night, you know, and we're committed to this. But I've still got a lot of energy. I could stay up for another 4 or 5 hours if I wanted to. But when I lay, this is what I love so much about this product. When I lay my head down and go to sleep, it's lights out.
Yeah.
It's lights out. I mean, I sleep. I got a good rest fit sleep, you know, and I know I'm in that twilight sleep. I forget the technical name for it. It lose my mind every now and then. REM sleep. I know I'll be in REM because I be dreaming so good. And then when I wake up, I jump up out the bed. My ankles don't ache, my knees don't pop, and I'm ready to go. And the first thing I do when I get out of the bed, I drink at least 30 to 40 ounces of water. The first thing I do. Hydrate myself. It's the first thing I do. That's the key thing because, you know, I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but we have a sensory receptor in our brain that tells us we're thirsty. If you don't drink enough water, that sensory receptor shuts down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we hear you.
It will shut down, and you will not want water because, you said, well, I'm telling you, you need to drink water. You don't want to drink it? Forget it. I'm going to bed. Anyone wake up? That leads to Alzheimer's. It's a fact. So get up in the morning and hydrate yourself and drink at least half your body weight in water every day. Not in your coffee, not in your tea, not in your smoothie, straight up hydrated water. Because what it does is that goes straight into your bloodstream. Straight water goes straight into your bloodstream. Not mix the water, tea, or smoothie. Coffee, nope, don't work. But straight up water, as soon as you drink it, it goes right into your bloodstream and it hydrates your circulatory system. That is so powerful. Our bodies are uniquely made by God. I'm telling you, it's a wonder. It is a wonder. And given the proper nutrition, trust me when I say this, it will heal itself. I'm done.
So, you know, ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing powerful tools here that we can utilize, you know. So it's very powerful, you know, as you go out day to day. Now, what I usually give out as samples is I usually give, you know, 2 to 4 packs because I'm not looking for an instant cure. Like most people are looking for microwave results. Why I give out the 2 to 4 packs is I give them with specific instructions so that they can see that the product works. And then, you know, once they see that the product works, you know, my statement behind it is say, hey, listen, you got to get on it consistently to see long-term desired effects. I don't just hand it out, you know, and you know, we're getting good results with people just handed out you know, samples and so forth, but we got to reinforce it, right? So we stay engaged with them. And then when you give people samples, you know, which Marjorie does it very, very well. She's set up where she is, you know, circling back and setting up back a secondary appointment to go over things with them. So, you know, it's just these little tidbits of activity, ladies and gentlemen, that are yielding great results, you know, and also, you know, to let you know that we're a part of something significant here. And, you know, we all have to recognize where we are with this opportunity. I'm telling you guys, you know, the effort is not going to kill you. Going after the market share because of where we are, okay? Talk to people. Let them know about the income opportunity too. Let them know that there's tremendous income to be had because of why these products work. Okay, and we're looking for people because a lot of people out there are money motivated. You know, even though, you know, we hear, you know, that economies are somewhat stable or doing better. But listen, there's an article that came out last month in February from the government stating that 7 million people in America is 3 months behind on their car payments.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
So what does that tell you? Where are I mean, if our economy is recovering and all this stuff, why people are so behind? And then why is it that now auto loans are going, I didn't even know this. Now they have auto loans for 8 years and 7 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
So the financial people are looking for a financial outlook. They're looking for a financial vehicle. And you know, when you give them the opportunity to hear this information, and that's where you got to develop your skill, ladies and gentlemen, because if it's happening here, it's happening everywhere else around the world. You know, the U.S. economy is a strong indicator of what else is going on out there. People are looking for income. And, you know, when they understand that we have something that, one, people need, and two, willing to pay for it because of the need, because of what it addresses, there's a tremendous financial opportunity. And we're sitting on that gold mine because I keep telling you, you know, there's not many people yet, but they're coming. You know, and that market share, you can either compete with the market share to be had or have the market share, you know, drive your future, because that's where we are. Your line right now, each one of us that is on the phone, the North American line, the Caribbean line, the Central, everything can run through your line of distribution because of the timing that where we are. Now, 2 years from now, it's going to be a great opportunity, but let me tell you something. It's not going to be like what we have right now. You know, and you know, that's why there are meetings going on in the Caribbean right now. That's why Miss Jacinth is in, you know, Trinidad and Barbados right now, because she recognized the market share that can be had. And she know, I mean, to have a company that is, you know, NASDAQ, traded on NASDAQ, you know, $100 million company that's already in 28 countries, have no presence in the US, but have the best products out there. It's just a matter of time. And either it's going to come through our line of distribution or somebody else's. And, you know, we have been around longer than everybody else. So we're entitled to this market share. But guess what? Life says you got to go out there and earn it. You got to go out there and go after it, get it. How do we earn it? Develop our skill set, our people skills. How do we earn it? Become a messenger, become passionate. People are more attracted to enthusiasm and passion when you're talking about what you're talking about. They need to see a smile on your face. They need to see the enthusiasm out of you and the passion, you know, because for those who haven't been exposed to when I do my presentation, one thing you'll know, I'm very passionate about what I do. And it's a very powerful tool that attracts a lot of people, because I've heard these comments time and time again. Okay, so you know, and I'm not faking it. I'm real. I am very passionate about what we do, and that's why, you know, we're going to capture the market share. But you guys play a significant role in that. You stepping up, you tooling yourself, you developing yourself, you know, doing these 3 ways, and then teaching your people to do the 3 ways, you know, and then doing the conference calls, and then teaching your people. That's how we're going to grow, because as we grow, we're going to need people who are more experienced, who are more skilled, you know, who have tooled themselves, but not only that, experienced in this opportunity. And that's what's going to be the game changer for each and every one. So anybody else out there, I unmuted the phones. Going to unmute them again for some people because we had some background noise. If you have any questions or comments before we wrap the call up. Anyone else? All right, want to thank you guys. All, you know, thank you, Melanie, Berenice, Marjorie.
Good night.
Good night. Good
night,
Melanie.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
This is Berenice.
Okay.
Okay, I have a customer, a prospect. I was trying to I sent some samples to, because they're on dialysis and are waiting a kidney transplant. I actually sent them like about 3 packets, and he used it, and then it brought his blood pressure would be very, very high. So it brought it down right away. So he said it really worked for him. But he don't want to use it because he wanted to talk to his doctor. But of course the doctor is like super busy, as he say. And he haven't really gotten to talk. He talked to him about it and he didn't get back to him. But so far he didn't. But what he's concerned about is the doctor told him he don't want him to use anything else because he's concerned with the liquid. Among the liquid he's gonna be using because of the proarginine. What do you think I should tell this prospect?
Well, I mean, he sees that it works. What I would try and do is not trying to take it on all by yourself. I would try and get him on the phone with myself or Miss Jacinth, get them talking to a third party, because obviously he sees that it works. And then by them talking to that, we can get him the documentation, not just to talk to his doctor, give the doctor the 22 reasons, give the doctor the high desert clinical study, the PDR, so they can reference that, because those materials, those tools are designed to give to your doctors. So, you know, great job in giving him the samples, and you see that it works. Now the dialogue should be, now let me introduce you to somebody that you can hear their story and who knows some people who have gone through what you've gone through with dialysis. Because there are people in the group that are consuming the product that no longer on dialysis because of the product. But, you know, don't take it on by yourself. Try and see if you can get them to talk to someone so that they can hear their story, and then have them leverage that third-party validation where they can introduce the tools and information to them, and you'll be surprised the results you'll get. Great question, Bernice.
Okay, thank you. I'll work on that.
Okay.
I'll try to talk to him to let us see how we can get with
Okay.
Jacinth is out of town right now.
She's in Trinidad, but I am here, so you can always put him on the phone with me.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, Miss Melanie, I think you had a question or a comment.
Seven?
I thought you had a question or a comment.
Oh yeah, I did. Did you say dialysis?
Pardon me? Yes, dialysis.
Oh, can I hear that again?
Well, after referring 3 samples, his blood pressure, saw that it helped tremendously with his blood pressure. So, you know, he wants to talk to his doctor, because the doctor said he has to be careful with his fluid intake, and, you know, be careful of other things that he's taken. So he wants to get this over to his doctor, but the doctor is extremely busy. So I shared with her, leveraging the third party, try and get him on the phone with somebody like myself or Jacinth, where we now can tell them our personal testimonials and perhaps a couple of other testimonials, and also introduce them to materials that they can take with them to their doctor instead of trying to talk to the doctor. Because such as the 22 reasons, which is based on clinical studies, the PDR, the physician's prescribed desk reference, and the high desert clinical study on the product, those are tools designed specifically for medical professionals. So by leveraging third party, a 3-way with myself or Jacinth or someone else, you know, it will increase the possibility of getting that person to commit to taking the product, you know, and improve their own health.
Okay. Actually, a Dr. Fred does something on air, and we have spoken about that. So pretty soon I might be taking advantage of that free referral.
Okay, great.
To get that done.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Actually, last week I gave there was a guy, he has a COPD, but he said it's not because of smoking. It's because of using chemicals, and so without using the proper protective gear. So I have advised him. He bought a box of ProAlG-9, and I have advised him to take it twice a day. So I'm waiting to see what the results of that will be. Yes. And I neglected to press about that 90-day, trying to take it for 90 days. So when I see him again, I'll try to impress on him to do that. Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping to get some good results from this, and that might be somebody we might be able to use to
Yeah, we've seen tremendous results with people with COPD and asthma, because this product opens up the pathways and it helps with anaerobic respiration along with aerobic respiration, which is powerful, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, people like that will see benefits on it, and make sure you advise them on the protocol, you know, to commit to taking it, because those diseases are you know, very life-threatening, but when people see results from it, it will help you get a lot of customers. Okay, so thank you so much, Melanie.
Okay.
Anyone else? before we
I think
conclude?
we omitted to put on the chat that the time had changed, so the others might come in later.
Yeah, I will make sure that we emphasize that it's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Sunday calls, and also 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the weekly calls. So we'll make sure that that is, part of the message that goes out. But it's Eastern Standard Time, okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the calls.
Okay, have a good night.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Anybody else before we conclude the call?
Hey, O'Neill.
Hey, Mr. Dwayne.
Hey, pertaining to the person with kidney failure, if the person goes on YouTube, Dr. Joseph Pendergrass talks about kidney failure and Pyrogenine Plus. There should be like 2 videos on there that can help them.
Yeah, there's videos in our testimonial links. I will send that out again because we have testimonials on that. So we'll get that out to the team. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for that info.
Yeah,
but I also did send him that YouTube video with Dr. Pendergrass. I did send him that also.
Yeah, that's powerful video. Yeah, powerful.
And I sent him the 22 benefits. It's just that his doctor just won't give him the time of day, and tell him he'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, the best way to get to the doctor is to set an appointment. Because if remember, doctors, they're not getting paid. You're not going to get their time. So set an appointment like it's a regular visit, and before you even start doing anything with you, give him a folder with the information. Say, hey, listen, look at this. Sometimes you got to be harsh with them because that's how it is. They get paid per visit, not for phone calls.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're coming up on 10:42. I want to thank you guys. Thank you for your participation, for your commitment, your focus, and working on transcending yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Let's close this month out strong. Remember, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the overview calls where people can hear the information of the opportunity. And may everyone have a wonderful and productive week. See you guys on the call. God bless, and good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.